What's up, y'all? I hope you're all doing well and find yourself in high spirits. Um, Made this video a few times and then redid it because I don't know what the message is in it. Um, and I guess I'm trying to see what I can glean from recent events to learn about myself and the state of the world. I remember once I went to Macy's to buy some clothes for work. Had just gotten a job I was really excited about. I wanted to look okay, and so I went to the store to buy some clothes. And loss prevention followed me around like I was gonna steal something, and it really, really hurt. Um, to be judged for how I looked, and I always look at that experience as the closest I always looked at it as an opportunity to empathize with black folks because I've heard from them and often and you see it in the news that they are profiled and automatically followed when they go to stores, as if they were going to steal something. And that doesn't always happen to me. And it might have even happened to me when I was out with people who might steal something. And so if that's the case, it's kind of expected. But when you go there and you only have good intent and you're treated as if you didn't, it hurts. And I thought, man, this must be like what it's like for them to go through all the time. At the same time, I know that I can put on a suit, a nice suit, with a nice tie and it looks sharp and get treated like I'm a big shot, even if I'm not, just because I look like it. I pulled up to places in, you know, in a nice car, and fools be like, "Damn, fool, we thought you were a white man coming to harass us or something," because it was kind of a nice car, right? And then this week, I've been seeing on the news that Trump had dinner with Nick Fuentes, and Kanye. But what keeps coming out and popping out, on the news is Nick Fuentes, Nick Fuentes, Nick Fuentes. And this is on, left-leaning media. I haven't watched Fox to see if they're talking about it. But he did have dinner at Mar-a-Lago with Trump. He is a well-known conservative political figure, but the term used to describe him the most, besides being anti-Semitic and a Holocaust denier, is a white supremacist. And when I heard that, it just didn't sit right. And I kept hearing it. And I thought, I've known people with the last name Fuentes. And they weren't white supremacists. They might have been supremacists for their neighborhood, maybe even brown priders or ethnically and culture and proud of their culture, and maybe on some thug stuff, but they weren't white supremacists. And so I looked up Nick, and all the literature research I did came back with the same results, which is that his father is a Mexican that came from Mexico. But here Nick is the face of white supremacy in the United States today. I hear a lot of people say they're conservatives and make arguments that I think someone with an open mind would change if shown how systemic racism really works. But that's not the point here. I also thought back to 15, maybe 20 years ago, maybe even more, where there was a person bombing people's houses here locally, and he targeted a politician that was non-white. Um, I think he was drawing swastikas on the houses too, and then bombing them. And so there was these ties to white supremacy. And I couldn't find the articles, but I'll keep looking. And I would almost bet dollars to donuts, maybe $20 to $5, that guy's name was also Nick Fuentes. This, like I said, the timelines, it's not the same guy. This guy was, still wet behind the ears, breath smelling like Similac, at 10 years old when that other guy was already on his way to the joint for what he had done. But that's why I think it's also hard for, Raza to unite, because you have Raza with indigenous features. You heard Kevin De Leon and the lady who was the city council president making fun of Oaxacans as little dark people. Both Mexicans. During that whole process, it came up that, Latinos shouldn't be the face of racism today. And, Nick Fuentes, at least in the media, is being sold as the face of white supremacy. But his dad came from Mexico. The other dude that was firebombing stuff, he was of Mexican descent too. But he was a white supremacist. And so it's hard when you got one ethnicity with so much range. It makes it hard for people to unite, especially when they want to identify with people that look like them. And not all Mexicans look the same. Me personally, I think that I see it as oppressed peoples and oppressors. And I choose to align with the oppressed peoples in resisting the oppressors. And the oppressed comes in all colors, and the oppressors come in all colors. Maybe that was the point of this. I don't know what the point is. I'm just like kind of tripping out like, fuck. How is a dude named Fuentes with a Mexican dad the face of white supremacy in the United States today and anti-Semitism? It's just nuts to me that, in some ways, Raza has been that accepted in so many circles, and not circles that I want to be a part of. Again, I identify with the oppressed peoples. And I don't deny that he is a white supremacist, because I've seen a lot of conservatives flip the script from I love my raza and it's all about terraza to, oh, we need borders and those people over there need to stay over there and follow the law because we Americans first. I love this American flag more than I love that brown dude on the other side of that fence. That's nationalism. It's not white nationalism, but it's nationalism. You think you're better than that guy because you were lucky enough to be born on this side of the fence. Anyways, I won't digress too much more. It's just interesting food for thought. I know we talk about people in the streets and what they're doing and what they have for breakfast and all that. By the definitions I heard on YouTube in the conversation on What's a Chicano, Nick Fuentes qualifies. And here he is all over the news as the face of white supremacy, man. So I'm just kind of blown away by that. I hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day.